what we're working on is we got a 2000 or 98, not sure what year Chevy pickup, but the cabs broke out. Let me show them the cab on this side. We'll load it up. This gets broke out in here, and what usually starts that is the bushings get bad in the door sags, and then it stresses this when you shut the door and it tries to line up with a striker, the door has to struggle to get lined up because it's hanging too low. So we've tack welded that, it's still there. So we tack welded that in place, and we made this here reinforcement, and we're gonna put this over that and then weld through these holes that we're drilling and spot weld it to this cab, and then put the bolt back through striker, and that should reinforce this area, make it stronger. So drilling some holes. These are going to be where we put our spot welds. That's where the striker goes through. The worst thing is we'll have to look at this when we're all done. We'll weld that in, and then we're going to grind it down, and we'll paint that white so it doesn't stand out. But got a problem with the repair, so we're trying to make it look somewhat respectable. These are a nuisance the way the interior has to come apart. So we're cheating a little bit here. We're not taking all the interior out. Okay. So now we're going to mark the spot welds. I'm probably going to need a scratch, maybe a scratcher. I'll see all these. I'll see it on the light, but I don't know if I'll see it on the primer that's back there. Okay. Now each one of these holes, that's where I need to spot weld, where I've drilled through my other panel. So I'm going to take the paint off there so the weld is... Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Must have them all. Okay. Shiny through all the holes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bad. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd like something to just lean on that wheel. Something a little longer. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we filled most of the hole, so we'll do that all the way around. Okay. By golly, I'll bet you that's stouter than a bucket of bolts. What do you think?
Probably.
There we've got all the spot welds we can reach. These were kind of close to that washer on this striker, so we're gonna weld those and then we'll grind those down and then we'll see how the door shuts. Looks like it fits pretty nice and snug out here. It'll be all right. Got the spot welds all done. Now I'm gonna clean the top of them off a little bit with the grinder and then we'll see what we got. Okay, now we'll put her back together and then we'll take it apart again. Put some paint on there, but you know, being as we didn't put a big hole in this, we may have to make it a little bit adjustable because we have no adjustment because it don't move. So we may have to do that to make it shut nice. What do you think? I think you'll like it. Got it right on the money.
Good.
Well, our striker, we were fortunate enough to get it centered up pretty good. I'll show you how I did that. I'm just going to show you on this side because we haven't done it and it's next. As you can look here, it ain't as bad, but you can see the crack shooting up across here. That's broke. So we'll grind that and put a couple tack welds in and we'll put our piece on there. But this is what we dreamed up to center our hole. We put this piece of tape back here on the truck like that. And then we just fold this back and we put this where we thought we liked the way it set, and then we just laid that back down, and that's where we drilled our hole in this patch, so our reinforcement piece. So it seemed to work on that side, so we should be okay to just go ahead and do this one the same way. So we'll get started. Okay, I need a ground so I can weld this on. So on the back side of this pinch weld, I'm just taking the paint off back here in the spot, and then I put a vice grip on there and then use the ground so I'm not disturbing so much of this paint out here, but I'll make the bare spot for the ground right back here. Now I'll put that vice grip right there, and that's my ground. So now do this procedure all over. Okay. Now we got a little bit of wiggle room there, so what do you say about there? Looks good. Yep. Okay. So now we'll take our pin, which I don't know where I laid my pin. We'll do just like we did over there. We're gonna, well, that guy's kind of seen worse days. This will tell me where to take the paint off so I can get the spot weld. Have it clean on the back side so it welds nice. Okay, that part's done. So I'll take this off. You got to take this interior off, get this interior loose, because this plate that's on the back side will fall down into the cab or down into the cab corner, and then you're trying to fish it out. So you have to take this screw out so you can lift this up to get the corner of this out, And this panel here snaps in. You have to snap it off, and it's in the bed there. And then there's some screws. I think there's 3 screws maybe around the speaker. There's one down here, and you'll find there's 3 screws. Take those out, and that will let you just move this panel back so you can get your arm in there. In other words, you got to take that center panel off up there to pop this panel completely out, which we're not going to go that far. We can get there from here. So okay, I'm gonna clean up this crack and put a couple tacks on it. That's so weird why it breaks like it does. Okay, I'm gonna let that be good enough, because by the time we put all these other spot welds around here, I don't know that that's gonna be a problem. The rest of this is all solid down here, so we'll go under.
Plate.
Yep. So this piece of metal we cut out of some metal that was rusty, so we had to do some cleaning. But if you got a place to get some nice clean steel, but like I said, we picked a little heavier gauge than what this here is, so I'm trying to make it a little stronger. These old trucks get kind of abused sometimes. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Light, what do I like? Where? Okay, we got these reinforcement plates all welded in there, and we sanded those down. We got etch primer on there. We're gonna just put a coat of white paint on there to hopefully match pretty close to the original white here on the truck, but we'll let that dry, and then we'll give it another coat, and then we'll put our strikers back in, and then we'll be done with that part. He had a couple dents on the other side we had to fix up on the cab. A couple dents here from something probably that, the bed's kind of rough, but something hit there, but he's going to put a flat bed on it, so he wanted those fixed. So we fixed that while we're there. And okay, well, we got these painted this morning. We're going to put the striker back in, and we will put the interior pieces back in, and then we should have everything buttoned up, and then we'll just have to do a little painting on the cab over there. And
Wonderful.
okay, now we can put this plastic back. Now, if you just pull these screws out, you can pick this up and get this piece here under first, and then that piece will lay right back down.